I have been staring at the calendar waiting for next season, and honestly, the vibe around the Chicago Bears right now is unlike anything I have felt in years. Something just came out from the NFL Combine that could absolutely change the trajectory of this entire franchise moving forward. It is not just about the stats or the playoff win, but the way our leadership is viewing the ceiling of our star quarterback. The more details come out about his internal development, the harder it is to ignore the potential here. Hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your name and city below. Let's get into it. Chicago Bears head coach Ben Johnson just dropped some major insight on Caleb Williams at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis, confirming that our franchise quarterback is poised for a massive leap in 2026. As Chicago Bears fans, we remember when Williams arrived as the #1 overall pick in 2024, but it was his 2025 campaign that truly defined him. He shattered the franchise single-season passing record with 3,942 yards, delivered an unforgettable playoff victory against the Packers, and secured the NFC North title. That matters because he proved he has the clutch gene, leading the league with 7 comeback wins in the final 2 minutes. Johnson detailed how Williams accelerated his vision and footwork throughout the year, citing a specific moment where the quarterback applied a niche coaching nugget in real time during a game, which left the staff stunned. Let's be real, seeing our quarterback process information at that level provides us with so much confidence for the upcoming season. While Williams finished with a solid 27-7 touchdown-to-interception ratio, Johnson pointed out that his 58.1% completion rate is the primary area for improvement this offseason. And honestly, hearing that the staff is focusing on mechanical footwork to boost that accuracy is music to our ears. Now here's the thing, the fan base is absolutely buzzing because we finally have the stability of a coach like Johnson paired with a quarterback who views his magical talent as an ultimate eraser for the offense. Here is where it gets interesting, as Johnson believes a full, dedicated offseason will allow Williams to refine his rhythm and become a more precise passer. After witnessing such enormous growth in just 1 year, the excitement surrounding this team is at an all-time high. We are ready to see him ascend even further. Bear down! As Chicago Bears fans, we have to recognize that this moment of stability was never guaranteed, especially after the carousel of coaching staffs that defined our rebuild over the last decade. The hiring of Ben Johnson was a calculated gamble by the front office to maximize the rare talent of Caleb Williams, moving away from the defensive-minded philosophies that previously hindered our offensive development. And honestly, the gamble paid off. Williams silenced doubters by throwing for a franchise record 3,942 yards while slashing his sack total from a brutal 68 in 2024 down to just 24 last year. That matters because it proves his pocket awareness evolved from a massive liability into a genuine strength. Historically, our quarterbacks often regressed under coaching changes, but Johnson has established a rare teacher-pupil dynamic that mirrors the legendary stability seen in other elite franchises. Behind closed doors, the staff is likely ecstatic but cautious, knowing that while his 27-7 touchdown-to-interception ratio was elite, his 58.1 completion percentage remains the final hurdle to becoming an MVP-caliber force. Let's be real, the coaching staff sees his ability to process complex coverage shifts as the primary catalyst for his inevitable leap in 2026. Here is where it gets interesting. They view his magical ability to erase bad plays as a luxury rather than a crutch, pushing him to focus on mechanical consistency during this offseason. Now here's the thing, by refining his footwork, the team believes he can finally push that completion rate north of 65%, turning this high-octane offense into a juggernaut that can sustain drives without relying on highlight reel improvisations. We have finally escaped the purgatory of inconsistent quarterback play, and if these technical refinements hold true, the league is in for a rude awakening when the season kicks off. Bear down! As Chicago Bears fans, we are officially entering a new era of stability with Ben Johnson committed to developing Caleb Williams for the long haul. That matters because consistent coaching is the one ingredient we have desperately lacked for decades, and seeing our franchise quarterback already internalizing advanced concepts proves our ceiling is limitless. The immediate impact on our roster is massive since we no longer need to burn salary cap space on bridge veterans or stopgap solutions. Instead, we can prioritize retaining our elite core and surrounding Caleb with specialized depth that complements his unique improvisational style. And honestly, this shift in continuity allows us to lock in our playbooks early, giving us a distinct advantage over division rivals like the Vikings, who are still adjusting to Nolan Teasley. Here is where it gets interesting because our schedule becomes much more navigable when your signal caller is consistently making the right reads. When we face off against the Packers or the Lions, we aren't just hoping for magic. We are executing a high-level system that anticipates defensive adjustments before the snap. Let's be real, this tactical edge makes us the definitive team to beat in the NFC North and elevates our baseline expectation from simply making the postseason to hosting games at Soldier Field. Now here's the thing. With Caleb cleaning up his footwork and completion percentage, he is transforming from a dynamic playmaker into a surgical pocket passer that defenses cannot solve. If he applies that self-scout mentality to his already legendary clutch performance, we are looking at a deep playoff run that validates every single gamble we took to get to this point. We have the coach, we have the arm, and we finally have the momentum to dominate the conference. Everything is falling into place for a championship run. Bear down. On one side, the fact that Ben Johnson expects Caleb Williams to take a massive leap in 2026 is music to our ears. Having already secured an NFC North title and a historic playoff win over the Packers, Williams proved he is the real deal by setting a franchise passing record and mastering the clutch moments. That matters because it shows he has the mental makeup of a superstar who thrives under pressure. But on the other side, we have to address the elephant in the room regarding his 58.1% completion rate. While his 27-7 touchdown-to-interception ratio is stellar, he must improve his accuracy to reach an elite tier, especially since he is still refining his footwork and mechanical consistency. Here is where it gets interesting as other teams watch closely, with league analysts questioning if he can maintain his magic as defenses adjust to his style. Let's be real, the pressure is mounting now that the rest of the league has a full year of tape on him, and teams like the Vikings under Nolan Teasley or the Titans under Robert Saleh will be working hard to decode his patterns. Personally, I think Williams is just scratching the surface of his potential. Now, here is the thing. The rapport between him and Coach Johnson is the single most important factor for our future success. Even if his mechanics were a work in progress last season, the way he applied coaching feedback in real time proves he has the elite football intelligence required to dominate the league. And honestly, my real take here is that if he simply refines his accuracy by a few percentage points this offseason, the Bears are going to be unstoppable contenders for the Super Bowl. When we look at the bigger picture, it is clear that the Chicago Bears are finally entering a golden era of stability and sustained success that we have craved for decades. Having a coach like Ben Johnson explicitly mapping out Caleb Williams' development trajectory means this team is no longer just hoping for talent to click, but is instead actively engineering a championship-caliber offense. That matters because the gap between good and great in the NFL is often defined by a quarterback's ability to process complex coverage in real time. And Williams proved he could do exactly that by cutting his sack total from 68 to 24 in a single year. Let's be real, seeing him lead the league in 2-minute drill wins shows that the clutch gene is firmly established, providing us with a massive confidence boost heading into the new season. Here is where it gets interesting, as Johnson is already identifying specific mechanical refinements for the offseason, which suggests that the jump from year 1 to year 2 will be statistically significant. Now, here's the thing. We should feel absolutely electric because we have a franchise quarterback who is already self-scouting at a professional level and a coaching staff that knows exactly how to maximize his unique, magical talent. And honestly, knowing that Williams is just scratching the surface of his accuracy and footwork potential makes the upcoming campaign feel like a true Super Bowl window. With the NFC North title already under our belts, we are no longer the hunters, but the hunted. So tell me, with Caleb Williams set to refine his accuracy this offseason, what specific stat milestone are you most excited to see him break in 2026? If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Bear down. I'll see you in the next one.